Hi everyone! So I tried to make this video a day or two ago, but I wasn't happy with how it ended up turning out. I tried to make it short because I figured that would be a better idea, but maybe actually taking however long it'll take for me to talk about what I want to talk about is better. I don't know. I wanted to make a video about anxiety, because I think it's kind of something that's becoming obviously a bigger topic now, especially with social media and people have these outlets to be able to talk about their experiences or what you can do to help cope with it and educate people on it and stuff like that. And it's one of those topics that I felt would be important and a good topic to discuss. I personally have a diagnosed anxiety disorder. And I have known that for a long time. It is not an easy thing to deal with, and I know that there are other people in this world right now who have an anxiety disorder, and people normally in general experience anxiety naturally because it's naturally a part of your fight or flight response system. And I know a lot of people are very stressed out right now and anxious about what's happening in the world with COVID-19 and everything. But I thought it would be nice to talk about some aspects about anxiety that people may know, they may not know. And one thing I want to talk about specifically too is that with anxiety for one person may not look like anxiety for someone else, because there are common, typical signs of anxiety and forms of it, and then there are some signs of it that if you saw it on someone you wouldn't think, oh, they're just anxious, which is really interesting. Throughout this video I'm going to put in little pictures, screenshots that I've taken with things about anxiety or quotes about it. It can make it really hard to be or want to be in social situations, and so that's a really interesting aspect about it. It's just one of them. I also think that there are a lot of ways to be able to cope with anxiety, so it's not impossible at all to live with anxiety. I think if you deal with anxiety, it's important to know, A, you're not alone. So many other people have it. And B, if you knew it already, it's really good to try and remind yourself of that. Do not be ashamed of it, because it's a part of who you are. There's no reason you don't need to be ashamed of it, although I know that it can feel frustrating, especially if other people around you don't understand. There was another one I wanted to say. I think that when it comes to anxiety, it's really good to try and remind yourself that you're okay, and things are going to be scary, but remind yourself how strong you are and that you can get through it. It is not easy, which I've said that already, but there are so many different ways to be able to cope with it. You can listen to music, or I've actually tried this one and it's really helped me a little bit, but if you're feeling anxious, stop and try and find X amount of things that you can see, X amount of things that you smell, things that you can taste, things that you're able to feel, and just find things that you are around you that you can connect to your senses. I've found that can help with calming down. I think it's really important to have a good support system around you. I know one aspect of anxiety is it's very unpredictable. Sometimes you don't know when it's gonna come on, you don't know when you're gonna feel anxious, and so that part is obviously very frustrating. I know that it is really easy to feel alone and like you don't have anyone, and even though you know you do, sometimes it's really easy to just feel alone. You're not alone. Don't ever allow yourself to feel alone. Reach out to people that you feel comfortable reaching out to, and just find ways that you can self-soothe and that work for you. Having a good night routine, if you're able to have one. If you can't have a morning routine, it's good to have a night routine to unwind. I have found that journaling helps me out a lot with if I'm overthinking. There's a lot of things that you can do, and I'll try and put a list in this video somewhere at some point if I can remember to do that. But I just think that it's really important, if you don't have anxiety, to know that people who do have anxiety, sometimes it's really important for you to just, maybe all they need is just for you to sit there. Maybe they don't want to talk about what is making them anxious, but having you around them could help them a lot. Or just because someone looks like they're not anxious or looks like they're not stressed out doesn't always mean that they're not stressed out or anxious. Sometimes people are just really good at hiding it, and so try and be very careful with how you perceive it. Don't be afraid to reach out and actually ask the people that you care about how they are, if they're feeling okay. If you need to vent to someone, maybe, I have seen this somewhere on Instagram, I think it was, but maybe before venting, ask them if they're feeling well enough to listen to you vent and allow you to vent to them. Make sure you let them know that they can come to you with anything, and to not hesitate to reach out for help, because sometimes just knowing that you can go and talk to someone is really helpful for people who have anxiety or even stress and depression. I think everyone at some point wants to know that there are people they can go to where they don't have to worry about talking about things with them or feeling judged or something because of what they're going through. So just making sure you can be a good friend and family or whatever to them. Don't ever hesitate to check in on them. I'm not sure what else I want to add to this, but if I end up coming up with something else, I'll make sure to do a part 2 of this video. But I hope for now that this helps someone watching this or is informative in some way. And then, like I said, I'll put some screenshots that I took in here, and then I'll also put in a list of self-soothing things, or at least things that I have found that work for me. And I will see you again in my next video or my blog post. I should have a blog post or 2 coming out soon as well. So I will see you guys around. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I'm on Instagram and Twitter more than Facebook, but I'll list those at the end of the video, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.